Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to ETS2. Hopefully this time things are working. I'll tell you more about it in a bit, but for now, welcome to the Clumsy Geek skin by Silly Panda. And yes, that is by design. Well, it wasn't initially, it was a typo, but we decided to stick with it. It's a feature, not a bug. But he made an update, improved the logo and other stuff, looks even better than before. Thanks for the amazing skin, Silly Panda. You can download this for yourself, guys, and drive with this. As always, mods is link in the video description. Anyway, we are finishing a trip from Greece. We are on the last leg already, on our way to Panevezes. You get the point. 266 kilometers to go, and we'll be doing a Q&A along the way. Of course, with Zeemod's sounds. Hear that iconic tick-tock of that engine. You guys told me that was some kind of valve. I have no idea. I'll leave the experts to it. All I know is I am enjoying the sounds immensely. Right, let's get going. Couple of nice new updates over the weekend. You guys told me as well of a new mod that's been, well, an updated mod that's been released for 140. The Actros 5, also known as the new Actros. Oh my goodness. Oh, I had a nice, that's exactly our trailer. My goodness. Yeah, I've been really enjoying Zeemod sounds, and I'm sure that everyone who's outside hearing this is enjoying as well, and we can actually have proof of that by this guy. Look at how he's dancing to the tune of the engine sound. That's how much he loves it. It's perfect. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but so the Actros 5 got an update. And we'll probably drive with that next episode. I'll probably do one more Q&A episode after this one. But I wanted to finish this job first. So let's do a Q&A here and let's do a Q&A there. And anyway, we have Zeemod sounds here. We'll have Max's OM470 sounds there and at other trucks. So no worries with the sounds at all. Right? Doing good? Continue your last leg here. Oh my goodness, that engine sound is beautiful. Thank you, Zeemod. Amazing stuff. So what happened? Well, I actually did this already and I'm redoing it now. Thus the statement from the first part of the video. I did this and thought everything was okay. And apparently not. Apparently the blasted thing didn't record properly. Everything was there but the video. So I can hear myself, I can hear the truck, amazing stuff. But the screen was black. Dang it. So now I have to repeat everything all over. That's fine. I'm more than up for a nice drive with you guys. So let's do this. So we do a Q&A. And it's very timely because this question, I had a bad feeling when I was reading this question. I hope this doesn't happen to me. Because the question from Plum goes like this. What's the worst experience you've ever had with a sim? Oh, you know, just like when you're recording, everything's fine and dandy, you're enjoying, you finish the job, and then you double check the video and nothing's been recorded properly. Et voila. That's my answer. That wasn't my answer the first time I did this, but second time's the charm. No, my real answer was, well, it's hard because as you guys might know, goldfish memory isn't very conducive to remembering exact points in time, exact memories detailed memories, so I'll give you more of a general answer. How do I phrase this? I hope the OMSI lovers don't take this bad, but when I read this question, that's the first thing that came to my mind. We're in Lithuania now. Maybe we're delivering this in Lithuania, huh? I think this is in Lithuania, not Latvia, where we're delivering this finally. That's the first thing that came to my mind, OMSI. And don't take it the wrong way. OMSI is a great simulator. It's the most hardcore bus simulator I've ever seen, still until now. Now we have other nice bus simulators out there, but they're more on the casual side. If you really like something that is hardcore, as simulatory as it gets, I think nothing really beats OMSI. Amazing sounds, amazing simulation capabilities, even work on the actual IBIS and different systems inside the bus. Have to read the manual and stuff. So it's as hardcore as you can get, and it gets super immersive until it doesn't, until your game crashes. I sure had my fun with OMSI. I think I've driven there around 100 plus hours. Enjoyed lots of time with it, but at some point your game will crash. It's not an if, it's a when. Yeah, it has stability issues, and that's understandable given that the game hasn't been updated officially in 5 years, maybe more, 10 years. Yeah, we still get like add-ons for it, but the core of the game remains as it was back then. And with the ever upgrading, ever updating operating systems and drivers, then at some point those stability items come into play. And so I had lots of fun with OMSI, but yeah, there are just times when it crashes and everything just goes down the drain. And when you're a content creator trying to come up with something and you think you're doing great, and suddenly everything goes kaput and you have to do it all over again, it gets a tad frustrating. And after some time, I just had enough. So I just like pulled the plug. It's like, the fun I get out of this does not make it worth the frustration, the rage that builds up in me when things go wrong. So I've had some people ask me about that. Will I ever go back to OMSI? My answer is unfortunately no. I think I've had enough of it. If it gets an update, miraculously, I don't think it will, because the developers have abandoned it, right? But if it ever does, or if there is a spiritual successor that replaces it, then I will gladly try that out. But OMSI itself in its current state, no, I am more than happy leaving it there. Yeah. That being said, that kind of experience, that kind of bad experience doesn't happen in OMSI alone. It comes with the territory, especially when it comes to modding. Because I believe that playing these simulators were meant to be modded, you know. You can play it vanilla for sure, but vanilla can only take you so far. And for sure there are some vanilla players out there who really have no intent of modding, but I think they are far and few in between. Most often vanilla is like a gateway, you know, the starting point. And when people get enough of vanilla, they start getting into modding, and from there it's a huge rabbit hole, right? So yeah, I think you guys have experienced it as well every now and then. Sometimes you just don't get lucky. Sometimes the mods don't play well with each other. The mods themselves are unstable. The mods are crappy. We've all had our fill of that, and sometimes you think everything is fine, and then by the end of things you notice everything is black and nothing really worked, and you have to repeat everything all over again. Sorry, I'm still a bit salty. But yeah, these are part of the territory. But I think despite the frustrations that they can bring, my goodness, this bus doesn't really want to give up, huh? Come on, there you go. Despite the frustrations that modding can bring, I think the benefits far outweigh the risks, because the world that it can give us is amazing. And yeah, I have a lot of mods enabled. I've actually toned it down quite a bit, thanks to SCS constantly updating, constantly improving. Slow it down here. 70, huh? That's perfect. Good. So yeah, I've actually lessened my mods already, but there are some which I cannot absolutely get rid of. And that goes into a perfect segue into the next item, the next question. What third-party modification over all sims has made the biggest difference? And the answer to this, I don't know if you would find it surprising. I actually found it surprising myself. But ultimately, my answer would be sound mods. And that might be, what? Sounds? Why? The biggest factor? And I was a bit surprised as I tried to reflect on it. Because it seems like such a, how do you say, an inconsequential thing, maybe? A very minor thing? Especially if you're, for example, driving while you have music on, then you hardly would hear the sounds even. But it's a big thing for me, because I usually play when I record these videos. I don't have any music on, right? And I don't want any music on because I want to hear actually what you guys will be hearing. I want what you hear is exactly what I hear, so I can adjust it. I know if there's something wrong, things like that. So I don't want to drown it out with music or podcasts or whatever. When driving offline, yes, I listen to podcasts, I play some music, but oftentimes I would still love to hear the engine. So interestingly enough, yeah, the sounds are the biggest factor for me, which may or may not be surprising for you guys. And some of you might ask, well, what about the other stuff, like the maps, ProMods, for sure. One of the biggest impacts we've ever gotten. And that's true. But SCS has been improving bit by bit. And of course, we still cannot remove ProMods because it has so many additions for us. So many nice areas which have become really so much more realistic thanks to ProMods. But SCS has been stepping it up, and bit by bit they are filling out the map, they're improving it, they're remaking it. And it's still going to be a long way. I'm not sure if we'll ever be able to get rid of ProMods. I don't think so, and I'm not planning to. And other map mods as well. So they remain a constant staple in my profile. But if you ask me if I were to only keep one, what would I keep? I think as hard as it is, as much as it will affect the gameplay, I can get rid of my map mods. I can live with just the SCS areas because they have been improving a lot lately. But I cannot live with just SCS sounds, if you get what I mean. So for me, really, the biggest factor are the sound mods. I guess it really depends on where the gap is, right? Depends on each simulator. It depends on how each simulator is made. If the lacking thing, so I guess it mainly depends what the most lacking thing is, and have the mods been able to fill in that lack, fill in that gap. In Truck Sim's case, those are the sounds, definitely, bar none. And yes, thanks to the likes of Zeemod, of Max, of Krishboom, of EVR, and other sound modders, that gap is being filled very nicely, and we don't have to drown it out with music anymore. But yeah, that's why it's the biggest thing for me. In other simulators, maybe it depends, right? Maybe it's a different answer. Like in OMSI, Well, in OMSI, almost all stuff are third-party as well. The add-ons are all third-party mods basically. And they have all amazing sounds. Well, not all, but there are some with amazing sounds. But I think even the default ones are decent in the sound department in OMSI. So in OMSI, maybe it's not the sounds that are critical, maybe it's the visual, the models, you know. So it can be a different answer to each one. Well, I mostly focus these days on truck sim and flight sim, so I'll share about flight sim as well. Flight sim sounds are actually pretty good already. They're still a factor, but the developers have done an amazing job with the default sounds at the moment. Although, of course, new aircraft require new sounds, so that's always a big factor. But I think when it comes to flight simulator, the flight model, the navigation is the more important thing. So I really can't say anything like definitively which is the best across all simulators, but I surely have a choice for each one. If I can only pick one in truck sim, those would be the sound mods. If I can only pick one in flight sim, I'm a bit biased with this right now, but that would be the helicopter. The Bell 47 helicopter would be my choice specifically. You guys might have seen those videos flying around. Sorry, not sorry. Very funny. You might have seen those videos flying around in the channel, helicopter videos. Oh, I'm absolutely in love with helicopters. Amazing stuff now. Didn't really pique my interest before, but now that I've tried one, all in. I actually want to buy separate peripherals just for them. Separate, a new HOTAS, a new joystick, a new thing, you know, just for flying helicopters more properly. Willing to spend the cash for it. Unfortunately, not a lot of mainstream helicopter peripherals at the moment, so not something that we can get at the moment, I think. But still loving that. So look forward to more helicopter videos in the near future. Now I had a... This is a bit of a tricky parking. Nah, let's go with it. Because as I mentioned, I did this video already one time, and I'm just repeating it now because the recording bunked up. And the parking is all the way there. And I'm thinking if there's a road here. Oh, there is. Yeah, because that seems like an easier way in. This looks like the more correct way in, but that seems the easier way in. Also, is this... Do you guys know if this is ProMods? Because it does seem fully customized. Doesn't seem SCS at all with all these containers, all these boxes scattered all over. I don't have other map mods, so it could only be either ProMods or default SCS DLC. Baltic Sea DLC. I would guess it's ProMods. I didn't know ProMods touched Lithuania area. Well, it's a lot of things I don't know. Yeah, it's a bit skimpy, I know, but we'll have to make do. I think this is the only way in, maybe. And yes, I cannot disregard those boxes in front, because those are boxes of doom, the immovable boxes of doom. I learned that the hard way the first time I drove here. Yes, I think I'd rather go through the grass here, go over the bushes, sorry, whoever the gardener is, rather than hit that, because yes, it's those boxes are relentless. So let me check out here if there is really a road going in. Yeah, there is a stop sign there. Ah, interesting. Okay. But The question is, would that barrier raise up, or is that only for cars? I think it would raise up, so that might be a shortcut. Okay, let's loop around here. It's a good excuse to tour, because I wanted to make a U-turn so I can reverse into here and not do a blindside reverse. Lower the windows. Slot number 9 is where we're parking. Okay, straightforward enough. This time, windows down, get to hear more of that rawness of the engine sounds. Hear that purr of the engine. Might need a bit more space. So yeah, hopefully this time, this recording works out. My answers shifted a bit because of the incident. But all in all, I think it remained the same, ultimately. Is that the compressor kicking in? That's nice. Okay. Looking good. A bit off there. I think we can adjust a bit. There you go. And then straighten it out again. Not the most even parking, but I'll take it. Ah, love that sound. Well, that's fine. We'll be leaving a trailer here anyway, so why not? Good. The compressor is still on. Is that really how it works? Oh, there you go. Parking brake to remove that warning. Good. Alright. So we finished the job. Finally. Again. Yeah, that's why we have a job submission failed here. Job already exists. No, I wasn't trying to cheat purposely, guys. I just repeated it for you, okay? Alright, there we go. But hopefully this time it sticks. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Catch you in the next one. We'll try out the Actros MP5. The one that requires a NASA computer. Catch you there. Clumsy Trucking. Bye.